What's more annoying is that when I actually think about all my purchases, my history, I feel everything is so connected. Whether it is something as normal as buying a photo frame which says daughter the sunshine of life, and then suddenly it's a very old photo frame that I bought actually, and I had my picture in that, and I my mother used to keep it with her. And then suddenly life started shifting for her, like the sunlight is going out of her life. And then suddenly she reached at a point in her life where she said she just started feeling that the need of me coming back, and I'm not realizing it. I am so unaware and so distracted with uh, whatever's happening around with me to understand why is it happening, why is purposely every time I'm being pulled down and pushed and tried to be put in a certain kind of a vessel, and I'm tried to be dragged from left, right, and center. For what reason? Why is this happening to me? Until I finally learned, when I actually uh, went through the experience of losing my mother, that time I did not even know how to react. I was like, how should I behave? Literally, I was in a position where I was feeling uh, whether I should cry or I should accept, or there was some kind of a blankness because I wasn't sure what's happening. I wasn't sure. Uh, I remember when I received this call, the night I was informed that Mama is not well. Uh, I actually recited an online prayer which is called Hadith Kisa. So I turned it on because it is said that whenever you listen to Hadith Kisan, whatever you ask for, that wish gets approved. But there's another significance also to this prayer. Usually people play Hadith Kisa in times of happiness, which didn't strike my mind. What struck my mind was that, whatever you will pray after Hadith Kisa, you will get that. So I was like, I want to pray for my mother's health and whatever she's going through, I want her to recover from that. And I started listening to Hadith Kisa at night, and I prayed and I slept. I remember I even offered namaz for her well-being. And then I slept. And next day in the morning, I receive a call from my cousin, and my cousin from Dubai, and he's like giving me a condolence call, and I was devastated, surprised. I was in mixed emotions, and I did not know what. First, I was like, he did not disclose in the beginning. He was like, Anam, where are you? This, that. And then finally he said, actually, I was also getting some hint that there's something's happened. And then finally he said, Anam, Tomwani is not, she's no more. And I was, I just, I was in a state where I did not know. Uh, it hit hard. Obviously, yeah, when you're going in someone else's funerals, like friends and relative, you would dress up properly and go, because there'll be different people. You're coming from a certain kind of a family, you're carrying a certain kind of a reputation, whatever. But when something happens to your own, you do not think of that. And I'm walking out of my PG like a clown. I think there was semi winters though that time, and it was proper winter, so it was December. Yeah, it was proper winter, not, but you know how it was. In the morning it was a little sunny or whatever, so I just wore my boots. Those were the shoes which were available that point of time in front of me. I just grabbed them and I wore my boots and whatever clown kind of a dressing I had, and I just packed whatever I packed, based on whatever my sensibility said. And then I received a call from my another cousin from Dwarka, and then I just left. I said, okay, I'll go. I'll go there. And I was driving on the highway from Gurgaon to Dwarka. I was so blank. I was driving so slow for the first time. It took me real hours to reach Dwarka, and I was really driving slow for the first time. The speed on a highway was not matching to the speed it should actually match. And I was thinking, there was just something very heavy in my head, and I was sort of lost. And I was driving. I know where I have to go. I mean, I knew the directions and everything, and I was in a very robotic condition that okay, now I have to drive to this route, and I'll reach. And then I reached, met my uncle aunt, and I parked my car there, and we got into my brother's car, and we drove to Lucknow. On I received a couple of calls in the middle from my other cousins, and I did not know what to say. Okay, everybody's calling me. Oh, Anam, we're so sorry to hear this. Oh, Anam, we're so sorry. It was very straight, like I got a call with a very casual tone, like we were expecting something like this is gonna happen in your family because this has happened to all of us. So people were very normal on the call and they were behaving like, oh, this is like coming, the news which was expected to happen. And then we stopped on Agra Expressway somewhere. And I remember I asked for a Red Bull. Uh, I I had that. I smoked with my brother, and then we sat again in the car and we drove down. And when I reached Lucknow, I I was disturbed with the kind of environment was there, people around, and I was like, how will I face it? How will I go up? What will I do? I don't know. I was getting very nervous. And the moment I reached, it was like it just happened with people around, and a pressure of crying was there. I'll be very honest. I cried with the pressure of crying also. At the same time, I was actually disheartened, sitting there broken, and I had a lot of anger. I threw my phone. I was using Apple, and I threw my iPhone out of anger. It got broken. The screen got damaged, and then I started receiving a lot of sympathy with people around. I'm literally sharing my overall experience. It's been quite some time to my mother's death, and I think I really can't wait enough for the next anniversary. And I don't know if I'll be able to accumulate so many people to actually uh, make my heart feel light. So yeah, what happened was that I was treated with a lot of sympathy. My cousin doing my asked me to take shower, and I took the cold shower for the first time because, and I was crying in the shower also. I remember I was crying in the shower, and I cold shower, and then I came out, and my sister cousin did my hair, and then me and my other cousin, we offered namaz janaza. She made me offer namaz janaza for mama's well-being. And then, in fact, I only asked her because I thought that's what is supposed to be done, right? I said, let's just, and rest of the people just took away the body. And I stayed back home to offer namaz, janaza, and everything while my bhabi, eldest one, took my mother for bath and everything, body for bath. She did a lot, both of them at that point of time. And then my cousin was very kind and humble. She got me a night suit to be comfortable and sleep comfortably and feel warm, which I even carried when I went back to Gurgaon. I was so comfortable in that. There's sort of warmth. I also carried the blanket with me because after the funeral and everything that happened, uh, I actually came back to Gurgaon because I told my dad that there's this things which are incomplete. I need to sort out, and I was like, I need to go and fix it. I have my things lying there. I cannot just leave. And then I came here, and I was. I cried a lot. The moment I reached Kurgaon, I closed myself in the room, and I cried a lot. And my uh, friend also came and he hugged me, and I cried. But it was not coming out. Like, it's been so many years, and now I've reached this level that I can actually talk normally about it. That time, the emotion was somewhere stuck, you know. And then I came back to Lucknow, and I started dealing with a lot of negativity with the environment and everything. And I was feeling like I want to keep myself busy. I just want to keep myself busy because Mama was not there, and the kind of a communication that was traveling to me was so irritating to my ears. It was something like that, everybody's lecturing me to do this and do that, and now you should look after your dad, and you should look after this, and you should do. I was like, I was not prepared, for something like this to come to me. And suddenly I'm being thrown with so many things. And my first question was, who are these people? Like literally, who are you? And why are you telling me what I'm supposed to do? Literally. And it was really penalizing. It was very, very penalizing. Somebody coming and lecturing you. How would you feel? You can resonate with this, right? So I just I used to listen. Then I started listening to a lot of music. I remember that time I used to listen to a lot of music, and that too loud. I like noise a lot. That time noise was like so peaceful, and I used to shake my head like a crazy person, and I used to keep myself busy with work, and there was some kind of a phobia for cleanliness, and then tying my hair and making my updates and doing my room and posting it on Instagram. Uh, I was in a different zone that time. And then I got a work offer. Uh, I joined there an institute, which was again not a very satisfying place, though people were very good. But I wanted to act. I was actually chasing the same speed in my life which I was there before, and I wanted to fix it. I was trying to get the same frequency of my life which was there associated with Jimichu somewhere down the line. And then suddenly when Rivoli happened, I was like, okay, this is something I want. I gave my interview also and everything. I informed my people, and they were very kind. I would say you don't get people to work with who really understand your situation and everything. And I really, really appreciate IHR and the whole team, IAHR, for the way they have been treating me uh, with understanding, and they recognize that whatever input I've given, they've accepted it very gracefully, and they have not complained about it. So I really appreciate that. And then I left. I got my visa and everything done, my interview sorted, and then I land up in Dubai. My first experience of landing up in Dubai was like, I saw my cousin. He came to pick me up. He came with his daughter, and I was with a lot of luggage, a lot of baggage, you can say, because I was with the mindset that okay, now I have to live. So at least 2 bags, 3 bags, I was full. That I because I was like, I don't have to buy clothes and stuff like that. So I was prepared कि ठीक है अभी रहना है तो अच्छे से ही like carry some good amount. And he just suddenly, like, he just left me with the luggage to walk with. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying that not even I was expecting. But I just felt a little weird. He left his daughter also on me, and then I'm trying to carry the luggage with the girl, which was very difficult, but I silently did. And then we reached at his place, and his mother was there. He also has a son. Wife is a dentist. She works nearby, and then I joined. I had induction and all of that, formalities and this, that. Then I used to keep myself busy and focused. like a distracted person, a different person trying to just gel up with the people. And I used to shop. Shopping, retail therapy is the best. Pampering yourself. So that time, buying a bag for myself from DKNY and then buying goodies inside the bag that is gonna keep me distracted and busy, like maybe a hand cream and having a small pouch for currency, having couple of other things like a lip balm and all that kind of girly stuff to keep myself busy and everything. And I also bought smokes for myself for the first time. And then I was like, chicken, now I'm getting into something. Now my smoking period will start. Or maybe not. I don't know. And I used to buy it. I used to sit and literally think something and I used to smoke with blank head. Nothing's in my mind. And there were days when I used to go and be on the beach. That was the time I used to vent out a lot. When I used to be in the water, I would cry a lot, playing with the waves, and then finally one day lying on the sand, hugging the sand and trying to hold it and catch it and all of that. So yeah, that is there. But I was healing. It was a process which was changing me into a completely different person. Probably that person would have been a person who would have been very, very strong headed. Not that I'm not today. Even today I'm strong headed, but uh, today I am also controlling to my own self. If I would have continued being the way I was growing there, I would have been detached and distracted with a lot of people. A lot of people. It would have pushed me out, completely pushed me out and away. And it was like a routine for me, like a robotic routine. Wake up in the morning, take shower, get ready, get your uniforms dry clean or whatever, and wear them, and then go to office and come back and repeat the same thing tomorrow. So it was like a routine, like literally a routine, until I found a place, and then I was not very sure about it. Then I bought a very comfortable blanket for myself, which was so cozy, and I just felt home. And I started literally living a good life. There were supermarkets nearby, there was metro station, and I would go to different malls. I literally visited every beach in Dubai, and I visited almost every mall. And yeah, I wanted to do a couple of extra things if I would have stayed, which I never got the chance to, like going for a dolphin show or a couple of other things which I planned here in front of my father. Dad, I think I'm gonna be doing this. I was expecting my dad will be like Farooq Sheikh, go live your life. I was expecting him to say something of that sort to me, but it didn't happen that way. You're not always lucky in life. Things are different. Mom was there, it's a different thing. Now it's a comparison. Bhabis and brothers and everybody wants to be on the same page, which is difficult. But think everyone has their own little thinking or thought process to how they compare and how they look at things in life. Takes a lot amount of educated mindset to l- give to let go, because this was the phase which was the phase where I actually wanted to be out. The phase when I went out was actually not the phase where I required to be out in my life. It was not a very big thing that happened when I received a call that I should work in Delhi. You know, it was something which fascinated me because I just felt life will change. Let's just go to Delhi and start fresh. I think that movement was not right because that time we were living in uh, my nana's house, and my mom, I remember the last thing that she said was, "Promise me you will come back." I said, "Yeah, Mama, where will I go? I will come back. Of course I will come back. And I have a burden of this on my heart that, I couldn't fulfill this, that I will come back. I did come back, and I'm doing everything possible that probably she wants me to fix her house, to fix her home, to fix her family members, to bring them close and clear the misunderstandings and bring people on the same page and everything. I'm doing all of that. I'm doing all of that. That is gonna make her feel, in my understanding, make her feel content that, had she been there, she would have done it. She was aware how to handle it because her time of education, as I said, coming from a silent generation, you deal things differently. You deal things, you handle things different. Having, I'm really blessed to have a boyfriend and sharing it with my mother. Kushal, Mama was aware of Kushal, and uh, not that she did not share it with dad. I'm sure she did because we also spoke at a point where I said that, I want to marry him. Literally, I reached that communication level with my mother, and there was nothing ever hidden. Things just shaped how they shaped. Uh, it just happened, however it happened. And I never discussed my past with any of my partners because I think that was never important for me. I just felt like uh, whatever's there in the present, that makes a difference. And I got this experience because when I got a call from Gaurav, to do a feedback check for Ridhima. And I remember we partied and having the understanding of how uh, probably he's aware of us partying in the penthouse or whatever. So I was like, yeah, okay, yes. Yeah. He asked me a certain question, and I told him clearly that, yeah, I don't know if she likes him or whatever it is, but we were partying. He asked me about, were you partying or not? I just want to know that. And I told him, yeah, we were partying. Rima was there in the penthouse party, and that's it. And I think it did spoil my friendship to some level with Rhythm also. It impacted to some level. But a lot of things happened during that process. But my bonding and my discipline with my family was always attached, no matter how much people say that you're a very detached person. If I would have been a detached person, I would have done a court marriage with my fiance after getting engaged to him when he clearly said that, let's just go for a court marriage because I don't see a scope of us having a very grand kind of a wedding, with a lot of people coming in our wedding. And I was like not really concerned about the whole inviting the whole khandan, but I was concerned about having selected people that I want to have, and rest is that, yeah, okay, whatever mama papa want to call once, that's their headache, the associated people that belong to them, not to me. Literally, that's their connection. So it was very clear, but things didn't work out. Despite having a very strong relationship with Ijaz, I was not. It did not shake my roots with my parents, like how people perceive about me, or how people say that, Anam gets inspired, or she. I do get inspired, or I do get. I don't copy somebody. Like I did not choose to be Ridhima. Ridhima has her own choices in life. It was her decision to value her own decisions and get married out of having a detached relationship with her own family or whatever. That was not the case with me. Our upbringings are different. Our family values are different. Our There's a lot of difference. Keeping aside how modern or uh, how much you enjoy in life or how much advanced you are. We all have our own values, by the end of the day. And I have been always attached to those values. I could not do it. I had a very good option. I had no problem. The guy belonged to my caste. He was of my community. There was no reason to not go for a court marriage with a man like him. But I could not do it without my mother's presence. That mattered to me a lot. That was very significant for me because I have seen her doing a lot of things from childhood, with the dream of seeing me wearing this and doing this, and when the day comes and this, that, whatever. So, yeah, that's about it. And I do get some kind of outburst and traumas in the middle. I would just suddenly some kind of a thought will enter my head, and I will feel like, oh my god, I'll be devastated thinking about it. And I'll be very inquisitive to bring that out of me. I would be like in a state that I cannot hold it inside me. I need to vent it out. So there are a lot of thoughts so far which I've been just venting out on Facebook, on WhatsApp, directly to people everywhere. Uh, doing my choosing my best way to do things however I can. And it might you look like that, for some people I was getting a lot of stinkers and updates where I saw that people are doing Jai Shri Ram and this and that, and I was like, okay. No, no, we are going somewhere else. No, 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 no. They are they are probably, thinking that this is driving somewhere else. I say no, this is not driving somewhere else. I clearly wanted to not sound like that I'm giving some kind of a test here, or I'm trying to prove myself. There was nothing of that sort. I was actually fighting. I had a lot of anger. I had a lot of issues. I had a lot of complaints. And I had a lot of grudges, which I did not want anybody to face in terms of like a bad, evil thing inside me. I wanted it to go out and just finish in the air. Like a uh, like an air gun fire in the air. Simple. There was nothing, no bullet inside. You just wanted to just went out. One, two, three, four shots is air gun fire, blank fire, and it just keeps happening. In so many years, it has happened to multiple things I have come across, and I think finally I've been breaking out and opening to little potential issues which I now see after actually finishing everything that I did in the past. So yeah, that's about it. So everybody, now that I've experienced it, I know that you go through a phase in life where you cannot expect people to understand you because they have not experienced it. And uh, I'm happy that the people who have experienced it, they just left me alone because they wanted me to experience it myself. But I am quite compassionate about the fact that I do not let somebody else go through this phase in a manner where they feel abandoned. At least I would inform them that, you are going to face this. You are going to break further. Right now, you are in a state where you are very strong because you have a lot of people around you and you have a sense of handling yourself with strength and resilience and all of that. But you will break, and you will break big time. So take your time as much as you want, and whenever you feel the need of communicating, I'm always there. I gave that warmth. So yeah, I think this is something which is Like people like talk about doing good deeds and talk about compassion. These are the little things which you can be compassionate about, where you actually keep informed the other person with the experience. I'm not saying that all the experience are alike, but at least share your experience that I faced this. I went through this kind of a trauma. My depressions were like this. It took me so many years to overcome. So be prepared that things will happen to you. And if you require, you can take medications also. I think that is something which is something that you should inform the other person, because if you will not inform the other person, it's going to be more disastrous. Things will go out of hand. Like in my case, my family is trying to be my well-being and they're taking me to a doctor and whatever, and I'm not understanding. And I'm actually becoming more negative about this whole thing, which they were trying to do it positively, and I took it in a negative way. So I think it is important to actually inform the person that this is your condition and we know that you are breaking down and you would be needing certain medications to take care of you. So just keep be informed, like that. There's a way of handling everything. I've always believed in something like this. There's a way of handling something. uh, I don't know how everybody actually works, but I am somebody who is very particular how things are handled. Uh, the aim is not just to handle a situation, but how it is handled is very important. Uh, there's various ways you can use a gun to fire, that how to fire, at what aim to fire, at what angle to fire. You have to know that. There's a way you have to handle the gun, that it should hit the target and should not backfire. And it's backfiring, then you've not done it right? So do your job, do your work the right way. The right way to handle things is to be mindful and be cautious. So take care of those things. And this process of taking care has been very exhausting for me, because it was not just about taking care of my well-being. It was about taking care of what my mother has been going through and what she lost, and fighting for her justice, and at the same time for my own family members, everybody, and knowing that who is right and who is wrong and how much they are wrong, and forgiving them was a very difficult moment in my life, but I did. And then forgiving everybody else, in relatives and everyone in all over. So yeah, it took its own time. This was my experience. I did not have a lot of people uh, to come and give me warmth, unlike Priyanka Chopra. You know, so that's about it. And I did not even had a stable career, which was again more difficult. She has been doing a lot of films. She has been somebody who's been busy with a lot of work and travel, which probably make her do not feel the absence of a father. But I felt the absence of my mother a lot, because I was not so occupied in life to uh, not feel this. That's my experience. Rest, I don't know. She knows it better. What is her experience and what are her emotions on this? Or maybe she has been so devastated that she probably took the charge in such a manner which has been so damaging all over. So I don't want to comment further on this. This is what I probably assume, because I don't know her personally. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks.